don't want no gravestone when I go, and you could plant a tree. No gravestone when I go, carving my name for me. You can tell everybody they'll find shelter in the shade as the sun hangs from my branches. My eternal bed is made. When the earth is my bed sheets and my body is a shell, let my rings count the stories that only time can tell. I don't want no gravestone when I go, and you could plant a tree. I don't want no gravestone when I go, carving my name for me. Carving my name for me, yeah. Whatever I should tell, but if you should cut me down, I'll keep you warm by the fire as my embers kiss the ground. Yeah, yeah. I don't want no gravestone when I go, and you could plant a tree. Yeah. Don't want no gravestone when I go, carving my name for me. Yeah, yeah, carving my name for me.
Or 52. It was 52. It's 48 now. I'm enjoying it. There's a split second afterwards to the southeast of me. There was a bunch of really loud coyotes, which kind of unnerved me. I've lived with this stuff for 32 years with these wolves and coyotes, and I've had them this close, let alone hear them this loud. Uh, what's going on, Roxanne? Is it acting up again? I don't know. Is everybody? It's saying I'm going up upload at 94%. See, yeah, that's why I was kind of afraid, man. I've been having issues with this. I don't know if it's my computer or my internet provider. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Oh, I didn't. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Well, I don't know what's going on with this crap. Um, so hopefully Ryan's going to be able to get back with me here soon. He's kind of busy at the moment. I've been having computer issues since yesterday. It'll act up, and then it'll start running good, and it'll act up. I've been trying to send out a deal for a while, and it's not been sending to him. It's been aggravating the holy living crap out of me. Is what it's been doing. Okay, I can hear you now, and the feed is tracking. Not your fault. Okay, yeah, I mean it very well could be because of the issues I've been having, and I guess I lost power when I left to go pick my daughter up because when I came back, my computer wasn't on. I don't know what's going on. They're freaking hacking my system, I guess. So I was wrong. I was mistaken. It wasn't last Saturday this incident happened. It was last Sunday. I got off the show, had Jessica on the show with me. Give me 1 second. I'm replying real quick. Got off the show. Me and Jessica was talking backstage. We got done talking. I went out back to the woodshed to get some wood. And to the north of me, one of the loudest wolf howls I've ever had. That's true. I can't, bro. Yeah, I can't. Sorry, it's Ryan. But and I've lived with these wolves and these coyotes for 32 years. I've lived with them for a very long time. And so backtrack a little bit. For the last 2 weeks, I've been hearing really loud wolf howls, loud enough that they're overpowering my surround sound in my living room. I can be sitting in my comfy chair and I can hear them over the TV. Usually one howl, that's it. I haven't been hearing the coyotes. It's just one wolf howl once a night. Hey, Bounty, for the last couple weeks. Get done talking with Jessica backstage after the show Sunday, and I went to get some woodshed to the north of me. Really, really, really loud wolf howl. And a split second later, to the southeast to me, a bunch of coyotes, really loud coyotes. I mean, they were really, really loud. I've not heard them like that. And like I said, I've lived with these things for 32 years. So that kind of unnerved me. I was like, okay, man, I got the animals inside. I got inside, told the daughter, you're not going outside. I'm not going back outside. We're just going to have to deal with it. Hey, Rhonda. So I was messaged William, DA, and Jessica, and I was like, man, you ain't going to believe what just happened. And I told them what happened. And DA's like, get your parabolic mic out. I said, oh, yeah. I said, I'm trying to. I'm going to, is what I said. I came in, grabbed my digital recorder because I have my parabolic mic set up where my digital recorder sticks on top of it. And I have a Velcro strap that holds the trigger down with a cord that runs into my digital recorder so I can record nonstop. And I like I don't like holding my parabolic mic when I'm doing stuff because you get, hey, Justin, because it hears everything that you do and everything else. Plus, I've had more, I find more stuff whenever I have it going on. Hey, Corey, and I set it by itself and I walk away. I usually get better results doing that than I do holding it walking around. That's just me. But that's what I've experienced with my stuff. So the batteries were dead. So I was like, crap. My hands were still shaking from what just happened. I didn't have nothing, no gun or knife on me. I've lived out here 32 years. I've never had to have that stuff on me being out here, no matter what time of the day or night it was. So I mean, I was like, man, I'm just going to the woodshed, grab some wood, and come back inside. So once I finally got calmed down, got my hands to work, I was able to get the battery out, replaced it, set it up on my porch, had it out there for about 30 minutes, facing north, where the wolf howl came from. And I picked 22 of the best captures. I've caught more stuff. Some of it's a repeat of what we're going to hear. They're all good, but we're going to start out with they're still cool, just not as cool as what the last from 13 to 22 is. So from 11 is some pretty cool captures, but they're not the icing on top, needless to say. So, oh crap, I hit the wrong button here. Sorry. Heck yeah. One of the things that I captured brought tears to my eyes because I was like, I finally have proof of this stuff I've been talking about that I've been hearing out here. I caught a lot of good stuff, but this one was like, dude, wow. Hey, Juno. It brought tears to my eyes. I always carried that stuff. I'm too broken, slow, old, and cranky to be being a DNA poop pile. Yeah, no kidding, man. Yeah, if you want to come on, bro, I can send you stuff. I know Ryan's got something that came up. He's going to try to come on. If he's able to, we can still have him join us. I'll send you a link, bro. Let me get this other screen popped up. Okay, it's sent, bro. Yeah, but I mean, I've lived with these. Hey, Monsieur, how's it going? Like I said, I've lived with these things for 32 years. The Bigfoots and everything else out here, I've lived with for 32 years. And I've never, not to say it won't ever happen, I've just up until now have never had an issue. And no worries, bro. And I still don't think this was Bigfoot raid. Now, hey, Amy. Hey, Don. What I captured on my parabolic mic, that 30 minutes I had it out there, is not what I set out to capture. So this is really cool stuff to kind of give you an idea of what I did. I had it sitting out on a table on my front porch facing north. I came inside. I had no TV, no radio, not even my phone running. I mean, I was texting, but I had it on silent. And I was just sitting in my chair because I was just like, man, something's going to mess with me. I know it is. And I want to catch this wolf owl, which I've yet to catch. I'll tell you now, I did not catch the wolf owl. It done the same thing it's done for the last 2 weeks. It howls once, and that was it. And then, but what I captured was something different. And we'll get into that. I'll wait till Brother William gets on. So I like to, when I'm doing this stuff, especially at home, to eliminate sound pollution, noise pollution, and all that is I sit in silence and I run it for however long I got to run it. And because you're going to have that issue. You're going to have an issue with noise pollution if you put it up, because that parabolic mic's going to pick everything up in the house just as well as outside. So if you got it close to your house like I had it, you have to sit down and absolutely make no noise. Is it a wolf or something else? It was louder than any wolf I've heard out here before, Camo Dad. Even the coyotes were louder than that. Yeah. It was, to be honest with you, how I felt in that situation. It felt like a warning. It really felt like a warning. Did I miss somebody? Okay, maybe not. Well, when it started out, Deidre, it wasn't. It wasn't a Bigfoot. But what I captured afterwards, I'm pretty convinced it is, and I'll let the evidence speak for itself. But I think I had more than one thing. I know I can tell you I captured at least three different individuals. Hey, Ike. I did capture at least three different individuals that actually spoke. And you heard one of the male voices on Jessica's show last night and on William's show this morning. I believe it's probably a warning to me. That's what it felt. I felt like I need to get my seat, because I stood out there for a minute trying to take everything in, trying to assess what was going on. And I just had that overwhelming feeling that I need to get my ass inside. And that's when I rushed inside. That is possible. That is one of the things that I considered until I heard Brother William talk about how the king coyote with other coyotes, and usually it was a dog man that was running with coyotes, and that's what I don't know. I really honestly don't know. They were communicating. These three individuals were talking back and forth to each other, and that's just the vocals. That's not everything else I captured. As a parent, I have to wonder how your kids feel about this stuff. Oh man, my daughter knows that. Hey, if I tell you stay inside, you stay inside. If otherwise, we're good to go. I didn't look for any tracks. I could have swore, because we're going to hear stuff close to my house. But what's weird is you can hear it, but I couldn't find any tracks. And that's what kind of bothers me a little bit on that one, Corey. That one really bothers me, because that was one of the things I look for. And I'll explain more of that as we get into this stuff. And it's interesting. But I caught stuff literally next to my house, and the really good stuff I caught was at a distance. But like I said, when there's 22 sounds, I'm going to be 22 captures that I'm going to be playing that I caught on my parabolic mic, and I'll explain each one as we listen to them. So that's good that your audience is doing as you ask in the situation. She sounds like very logical. Yeah, she's learned. We've lived with this stuff for so long. I mean, we've had dealings with these. I've had dealings with these since before they were born out here. So it's something we already know, especially after last year's incident. That was one of the considerations that I had on last year's event, which I did hear that mimicking dog sound again this year once, but it was northeast of me and at a distance. Hey, David. So, yeah, it is. Yeah. But also my other theory is, could it be a mimic? I'm not sure what was messing with me last year. But I've got a feeling that something is keeping us safe, because whatever that was last year, I did hear it once this year when I was heading to work early in the morning, but I've not heard it again, and I've not had anything messing with me related to what happened last year. So I think that I'm being protected by something, probably the elementals. That would be my guess, the elementals, or maybe it's my guests that have come on my property frequently. I mean, if they have the ability to protect people, I mean, that could be it too. I mean, I don't know. I can't. I know I have elementals around me, and I know they take care of me. So I'm going to say they probably have a good deal with what's keeping me safe from whatever that was last year, and my daughter safe. But what happened Sunday night? That was definitely flesh and blood. I'm pretty convinced that was flesh and blood. And I'm pretty convinced it wasn't one of the normal red wolves or timber wolves that we have here. Um, Here in Missouri, people mistaken a Missouri timber wolf for a coyote because they look a lot like a coyote. So you have to really look at them to tell the difference. A Missouri timber wolf will look like a coyote, but it's bigger and their tail is fluffier. So people mistaking coyotes for them all the time, saying, "Oh, that's a coyote." No, look at the size of it and look at the size of the tail. It's a lot fluffier than a coyote. So that's a wolf. I don't do any gifting. No, I don't. The only thing close to gifting that I do is whatever I harvest and I don't use, I have a special place that I put it, and it usually don't last more than a day in that location. That's kind of what I'm thinking, Roxanne, is I think that's probably what I heard on the wolf owl. I'm pretty convinced that's what I heard on the wolf owl. Once again, I cannot 100% say that's what it is. I did not physically see it. I can just tell you what happened and the reaction and what leads me to say I'm pretty convinced. And I could be absolutely wrong. It 100% could have been a wolf that was a hell of a lot closer to me than I realized, but it sounded like it was, man, at least a couple 100 yards off, but it was very, very loud. Hey, brother.
Oh man, that's too close. Go back about
There
20 feet. Hold on.
There we go. I always forget to hit that deal. Could it be your personal guides and angels taking care of you? That is possible, Firewater. But I'm pretty convinced the elementals protected me from what was here last year. But I know from Native American stories. Yeah. And I also know from Native American stories that Bigfoot are known to protect people as well. So I believe they may have a hand in it too. I don't know. Oops. Trying to get caught up on the comments here. I didn't think you were supposed to. When you talked about yesterday, Dogman came to mind. Have you had that feeling since you've talked about it? So my area is known for Dogman. My area is known for Dogman and Bigfoot. That they travel up and down the Niagara River. And this did not sound like something trying to mimic a howl. This sounded like an actual wolf howl that was really, really loud. And then directly after a bunch of really loud coyote sounds. So I was thinking it was two competing until William brought up that deal the other day of the Coyote King, where a dog man's running with coyotes. And I was like, I never knew that. So now it got me wondering if that's what I ran into Sunday night. I was wrong. It wasn't Saturday night. It was Sunday night. I had to look it up.
Yep.
It seems to be a bit risky how you are, or how we know that they be constructed as not a good custom for Bigfoot. I read that wrong. I had to. Seems to be a bit risky how are we to know what may be constructed as not a good custom for Bigfoot? What do you? Okay, I'm not understanding that one. I'm sorry, Deidre. Can you explain that a little bit better for me? Are wolves 100% carnivore? Yes. I mean, they'll eat berries too, but 99.9% of their diet is meat.
Yeah,
I have seen some berries in cat,
wolves will actually, and this comes from raising wolves too, because I've had wolf hybrids and I've had full timber wolves before. My father and I, and we raised 3 of them together, and they're pretty much knowing, just like the bear does in the woods, in the wild, that they know when they need to eat something that's not, a carnivore's diet. In other words, if they're not feeling well, they'll know what kind of of berries to eat or some kind of green, leaf to eat, So they are very smart.
Yeah. I mean, like a dog is the same way.
Right.
Heifer wants to know, can a Coyote King be anywhere or is he in one place? That'd be you, William. I actually never heard about that till you talked about it.
The Coyote King has been spotted more along the Appalachian mountain chain, but it's been my experiences through reports and stuff over the last umpteen years that they are moving progressively westward. So that's not unheard of to find something along the Ozarks.
Okay. Thank you. Hey, Tim. Of course, sir. Basically, be cautious with interacting with Bigfoot because you may offend. Exactly, and that's why I've always said I've had positive reactions with them for 32 years. But all it takes is one with a bad attitude could take 32 years of great encounters with them to be something really, really bad. I'm like,
well, do you want some of my pizza fries like
that? Put it in a container. I'll take it for lunch. Here, can you put this up? I was munching on that. Thank you. Sorry, guys. My daughter came in. Okay. Maybe like dogs eat grass if they eat something that didn't agree with them. Yeah. I mean, that's. Your body knows and will recognize minerals and essential vitamins and will make you eat something nasty things for what your body. Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, I've got 22 of these captures I picked out, 22 of the best captures. We'll go from, I don't want to say they're less cool to the extremely cool ones, but I mean, and I don't know how else to put it. The really good, really, really holy crap stuff is from the 13th up to the 22nd. So the first 1 through 12, they're really cool captures. But most of these take place close. All these take place close to my house. 1 through 12 takes place close to my house and what I was dealing with. Here's the first. So originally I was going to play those, and that's why I had them labeled so I knew what each one was. But I finally was able to get them download. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you can hear something walking on the snow coming to my house. It was literally walking up to my porch. I live in Pennsylvania. Heard something crazy as hell maybe 3 years ago. I had no idea coyotes were in Pennsylvania. Oh yeah, coyotes are everywhere. Yeah, they're everywhere. Hey, Caleb. Okay, how will you know if you have a Coyote King? Honestly, that'd be on you, bro. You know that one better than I do.
Okay, there's 3 ways to tell that I was told, and it's you're gonna only find one set of canine prints that are bigger than all the others. Okay, and secondly, the guttural type of a howl that will literally it's almost like a dogman, but it's a lot more powerful. Okay, and those of you that have heard dogman howls, recordings and stuff, it's about twice as more powerful than a dogman howl. So you'll hear a howl like that, and it's very distinctive, different from the coyotes. Okay, the coyotes will yip and yap and make all kinds of noise together. But with this one, it's more of an authoritative howl, like he's putting his foot down. Okay. And the third thing is if you have a lot of paw prints around missing livestock or even domesticated animals, even, chickens and stuff like that. Because what the Coyote King does is it makes the pack do the hunting for it. Okay. So kind of like the pride of lions that hunt for the male lion. Okay.
I wonder if that's what I was dealing with then. I mean, honestly, I never considered that until you said it. Hey, Wyatt. And it was weird how it did it when I was outside. So I don't know if you guys can hear that one. I've got it cranked up as loud as it go. I'm hoping it plays louder going through my streaming than trying to hear it through my speaker. Boar, hush. That was literally footsteps coming up to my porch, and all these are played in the order that they come, and you're going to hear a bunch of stuff. Now this one's a pretty good one too. So you can hear sounds like murmurs in there. Something is clicking, and then you start hearing something messing. I have an aluminum ladder leaned against my porch because I've been doing some work on my roof of my porch. And then you can hear something messing with that aluminum ladder. And this was taking place. Now the reason why there's gaps in between there because this was actually a 2.5 minute recording, and I had to cut out the sections that didn't have no activity in it so I can shrink it down. That's why you'll hear something and you don't, and then you hear something you don't. That's me because I had to break it down so it wouldn't be over 2 minutes long. But all that was right after the footsteps. I hear the the counties every night. So now I gotta start listening closer. Yeah. Yeah, man. I hear those coyotes every night, and I'm going to have to start listening closer. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, all the coyote ones that I've heard were never as loud as what I heard the other night. And same as the wolf howls. I hear wolf howls out here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like that. And nothing, like I said, the last 2 weeks, they've been the single wolf howl every single night is louder. I can hear it over my surround sound.
Yeah.
Will my gray neighbor that lives in my woods let a dog man in? I don't know. That is a good question. I lost my spot. Oh, crap. That's the wrong one. I hear those coyotes every night, and I'm going to have to start listening closer. I think I played that one already. William, will my hairy neighbor that lives in my woods, will they let Dogman be in my woods with him?
It would depend on whether it is a full-fledged alpha male that's very territorial, and and as long as there's plenty of game, those are basically two factors when Dogman's allowed in the area. Now the Coyote King, they do not get along with the Dogman, so there will be a full-out fight, and that's why sometimes you'll find a lot of coyote carcasses, that look like they've been basically mauled, because that's dogman activity, or some type of a larger canine activity. But seldom do I ever hear reports of dogmen and Bigfoot being in the same area, unless the game is plentiful, the fresh drinking water is plentiful, and there's other varying factors too. But just basic necessities.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So let me get over here, get the third one. This is, like I said, this is all continuing on. There's only like a minute or two in between each one of these activities. Here's Hey guys, let me try that again. For some reason, that one is not playing right. Let me give it a few seconds here. Let me try it one more time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can hear it walking up next to the ladder again, and then you can still hear the murmurs. Then you hear it walking up the ladder. Get to some of these comments. Sorry, guys. I found a pile of 6 yotes on the state land once, just after a hanging deer. Oh, yeah, I say that was something done something it wasn't supposed to, and it got dealt with. Be my guess.
Thank you.
I heard what sounded like a fight with something mixed in, shook me to the core. Me and my dogs walked the floors that night. Holy cow! Yeah, I can get that. Yeah, I can see where that unnerve you.
Yeah. And what was the location?
Rival gangs will eat the same.
That was in Pennsylvania, right? That was Dis Heifer, right?
That was Camo Dad.
Oh, Camo Dad that said that?
Oh, wait, which one? Camo Dad's the one that found the 6 yoke land. And then I heard Heifer said, I heard the sound like a fight with something mixed in, shook me to the core, and the dogs walked the floors that night.
Yeah, that one. That was probably a legitimate reason to be scared. Because my guess is that's probably somewhere along the Allegheny Mountains or some kind of water source. So that was probably, Dogman Bigfoot confrontation, or Coyote King and Dogman confrontation over food or water or something. Territory. So that'd be my guess.
Hey, Chetty. Yeah, I like being in my woods, man. I'm in my woods all the time. That's what's taught. Yeah, it does, DJ. You can hear that murmuring. And this is stuff that's right around my porch. Hey, Jessica. Chetty's like, I'm catching the creeps. Hey, Ray. Yeah, hey, Dead Wolf. Yeah, man, it is. Now, I mean, and this ain't the really, really good stuff yet. This is still, all this is good. This ain't really good stuff yet. Yeah, I've got tons of squatches. I mean, I've got a family group that's out here, Jessica. Yeah, I've known that because I buy the track sizes. I've got different sizes of tracks out here. I've found tracks from a juvenile all the way up to a big buck. I mean, I've got a lot of them. Yeah, there is dogs in the background. Them dogs are way, way out there, Camo Dad. Yeah, they're way, way out there. But yeah, you'll hear them. Yes, this is for internet. This is 100% my stuff, my recordings, my stuff. So I am the one that has to say so over the stuff you do. I wish that I could hear these, but due to my hearing loss, all I hear is yeah. That's a bad thing. And so it sounds you're gonna hear stuff that sounds like insects, but this is during the winter. We ain't got no insects out. That's just the parabolic mic is picking something else up. Yeah, it's dark out here finally. I'm trying to get caught up on the comments. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah, okay. She says, yeah, it was in Pennsylvania across her house, from her street from her house.
Okay.
So, Oh, I'm out in my Wiggum. Oh yeah, yeah. That's not a bad deal right there. Actually, we're
Wigwam.
at the end of the Appalachians, and yep, Wiggum. To me, it sounds like there is a conflict. Something is going on. Perhaps there's a difference of opinions about how close it is to getting. That's kind of what I was getting to, Deidre. I'm not going to lie. When I heard these recordings, now this is stuff I didn't hear with my own ear. I found this stuff when I got my parabolic mic. And you're going to hear stuff, what's coming up next. You'll literally hear something that's either walking on my roof or, hey, Jeff, or it's walking on my porch. And what's sad is I'm in my living room. So this is taking place right next to my living room. I mean, literally right out the right between where my parabolic mic and I am is a window. And I didn't hear this stuff. I didn't hear any of this stuff going on. So I'll get this next video set up here. This is, like I said, they start getting a little bit more interesting the further we go. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, that one was interesting.
The only reason why I put on there is I think it's possibly on my roof too, is the fact that prior to this we heard something climb my ladder. Because I had a bunch of Dish Network and DirecTV satellites and stuff on my roof, and I don't like looking at it. It's very ugly to me. They're now target practice, but I've been up there taking stuff down to make it look better. So I literally have an aluminum ladder leaned up against the roof of my porch, and we heard something climb it, and then you start hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
If it could hold my fat,
I wouldn't be surprised, Eric, if that thing's not testing your house to see what kind of weaknesses it can find.
That's something I considered. I have considered that. It's not that you need really to hear the verbalization message. It's the tone and the rhythm of the message. Obviously, I have heard too many of arguments. Yeah. I mean, I agree 100%. And that's kind of what I was like. I was getting the mixed feeling is they had difference in opinion or they were trying to strategize. That was the other feeling I get, was like a strategize. This took place after this wolf house. Literally within 15 minutes after the wolf house is when all this took place. Dang, getting run up on by cattle mutilators. Yeah. I'll put it like this: its tracks will take the grown coyote tracks, look like coyote pup tracks. Oh yeah, Corey. Yeah. Yes, I do have salt. I got to get some more. I'm out of sea salt, but I need to get some more. Yeah, but this is not paranormal. I may have caught something paranormal, but between the conversation and the amount of other things that I could tell is more than one, I'm not completely convinced it's paranormal, but it does sound paranormal, what we're going to hear in a little bit. I definitely wouldn't like stuff probing my lines. Yeah. And like I said, I didn't hear any of this going on. I didn't know any of this happened until I started listening to the recording. Here's the next one. I mean, you can hear the murmurs again, and you still hear something kind of walking around.
No, that's definitely bipedal walking, stepping.
Yes, definitely is. I mean, I was like, holy crap. Holy crap. You know? Yeah, I mean, I definitely need to do that again. But if this is what I think it is, salt's not going to help that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Deidre says, "Yep, being a Marine, you know what it could be." Yeah. Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. It's heavy, and I heard steps. And what's funny now? I mean, granted, this could have been covered in by snow, and that's why I didn't find tracks. I didn't find any tracks, and you're literally hearing it walking on the snow. But I have to point out the obvious. There is a damn good possibility because of the weather we was having that the tracks could have been tracks there at one time, but because of the snow, they got covered up, and that may be why I did not find tracks. Yeah, it sounds heavy. It's definitely bipedal, without a doubt. Yeah. Um, yeah, you hear it walking, and that's why I can't 100% say that was on my porch or on the roof. Now, there's some here in a little bit I'm guaranteed was my porch. These last couple, I'm pretty convinced it was my roof, especially considering it happened right after climbing up my ladder. Here's a thought: going to dances with wolves and fairly Mowat. How about urinating around your house and bark? I do that already. Yeah, I do that already. I'm a country man. I don't believe peeing in the toilet unless it's too damn cold for me to pee out there. That's just because it saves. I'm old school. I grew up poor. I mean, I literally had an outhouse for years. I took baths in the wintertime in a wash basin in the kitchen floor of our travel trailer that we lived in. I've always been that way. I'll pee outside before I pee in the house. Yes, it's a thing, Camo, and I do it. Actually, I really didn't know a man that don't pee off their porch. You'd be surprised how many city slickers don't, Vicky. You'll actually be surprised. I'm old school, man. I'm old school. This one I think is going to be a short one, but it's a still pretty good one. Now you hear that thump thump. To me, it's almost like a walk, but it did sound a little different. That's why I labeled that thump. But it does kind of sound like a thump thump. You hear that thump thump. It's almost like it stumbled, maybe. I don't know, or just got its foot. I don't know.
Can you play that one again?
Almost sounds like a damn heartbeat too. Thump thump.
Yeah, it does.
I'll play it one more time.
That's, you know what, that does sound like a heartbeat, but it also sounds at the same time like it's, like it's actually checking to see how solid something is on your house.
Yeah, and that's why I labeled that thumping, because I was like, I cannot defend it because it does sound different than the other footsteps. That's why I labeled that thumping, because I was like, I can't 100% say this is walking because it sounds like a heartbeat. It sounds like a knocking. It sounds like a walking. So that's why I labeled it thumping.
Right.
Heck yeah, you got to save water, Deidre. What country girls? So I don't know much about the city. I know a lot of country girls will pee outside too. My boys were like that when growing up. Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I marked my DNA's all over this property. I've peed all over this property. If I suspect something around, I will pee. I don't care. It's my land, man. I'll pee wherever I want on my property. I'm a country girl, so I don't know much about. Oh wait, it jumped on me. Yeah, I hate when I accidentally do that. Yeah, Deidre. Step or something. Yeah, to me, I agree. It could be a knock. It could. I mean, it sounds like I had to label it thumping because I cannot identify what that was, and I'm not going to sit there and tell somebody this is what it is. If I can't make it out, I'll get the closest thing to it. Sounds like there's either checking the structure or jumping off, like Camo said. Yeah, could have been that too. Doesn't look like, or doesn't sound like a heartbeat. Hey, Carl. Let me see. Hey, Joanne. Yeah, we mark. I do out here. Hell yeah. Facts, especially in I'll have frozen pants. Oh God, right now, yeah, you would. Peeps in chat. It's Bigfoot whispering. Could be, man. I don't know what that murmur is. I have no clue what that murmur is. Obviously, it's something intelligent. I cannot say it's cryptid and I cannot say it's paranormal because I don't know. It sounds more flesh and blood than normal paranormal stuff. That's why I'm leaning more towards cryptid, like they're whispering. But I did not see this stuff, so I cannot 100% say this is what it is. I can just kind of tell you what my outlook is on it from my experiences. And to me, it did not sound paranormal, the murmurings. Yeah, that sounds different. Like when some people search for studs. Yeah, it does. Next time I'm out that way, if I smell urine, I know it was. Yeah, I mean, I peed all over Greene County. I'm in a truck 10 hours a day, man. When I gotta go, I gotta go. Now this is I don't know this one. The closest thing that I can come up to what this sounds like on this next one is a goose, but it doesn't sound like a goose. And there's something else attached at the end that I'm not going to give away. So we'll see what you got. Whoa, what the hell happened there? Let me try that again. Oh, I downloaded the wrong file. Damn it. So that one there, I downloaded the wrong file. I apologize. So we missed out on that one. That one sounded like a goose. You can hear it like a goose does. And then a split second later, way off in the distance, you heard a howl.
Play it again.
So I accidentally cut and pasted this one wrong. So I messed up on this one. You hear that? I cut and pasted the wrong one. Yeah. That one there, I deleted the wrong one because that one didn't play good. So I cut and pasted the wrong one because I was using the original because you can hear it better on the original. That was me trying to knock the noise down. So that's my bad. So we'll just play. So you can clearly sounds what to me it sounds like teeth scraping on something tapping on something metal.
And sounds like the tapping of a pot.
Almost like in a couple instances, there's almost sounds like a fingernail tapping on something. But like here at the beginning, you can kind of hear what sounds like teeth scraping on something.
Did you find any
back to the comment?
Did you find any parts of your deck that looked like they were peeled a little bit, like peeled like layers of wood?
I'll be honest with you, I didn't look. I probably should have, and I haven't. There is parts of my rail that is broken off, but I can't 100%. Some of it's old, some of it's kind of new, but I can't say that wasn't like a dog or a cat. So I don't have anything definitive where I can say, hey, this is, I mean, it's new, but it's not anything that I can definitively say wasn't my animals, if that makes sense, or a different type of animal.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Sounds like package is shaking. I heard a thump, but what sounded like a ghost box drowns out. Yeah. So that background noise, it almost sounds like insects. I honestly have no clue where that's coming from. I literally have no electronics on in my house, and there's no insects. This was -8 degrees out that morning. I think no, it wasn't -8. It was low. I mean, I was in the single digits or negatives whenever I took this recording. There absolutely was no insects out.
Well, I mean, it could be a sound coming from the actual entity itself.
Yeah, that's
there are ways that you can vibrate your body to sustain warmth.
Mm-hmm. There is horses on the other end of my 40 acres, Joe, in that direction. I live at one end of my 40 acres. On the other end, a Florida guy, Florida horse ranchers moved in. He does have horses, but he's got them in his barn right now. That was because I messed up on that cable. I apologize. Trying to get caught up on the comments, guys. I'm sorry. Hey, Griff. At the end, it sounded like 10. That's I mean, I got that. Yeah. Jessica, claws tapping. See, I got that too. Santa Claus. Yeah. I would have to say pot and pan. That I do have one out there that the animals were cleaning up, and that's what I'm wondering if they weren't messing with. Hey, Griff. Yeah, how's it going, buddy?
Well, it would make sense that they would mess with it because it would have the dog's scents on it then.
Yeah. Vicky says, could it be a dog man? It's possible, but I cannot, without any physical proof, I cannot in good faith say what my opinion it is. I can kind of lean that way because of the howl that happened prior to this and the fact that the howl was close to my house. This stuff was captured close to my house, that it probably is a good possibility, but I can't in good faith tell you that's what's going on because I have no physical proof. Yeah, getting on my house. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be the pot and pan, that one. That's for sure.
Yeah. Let me get the next one up here. I had to get caught up on the comments here. This is another good one. Did you hear that at the end? You literally heard it biting into something. You heard it click, and then I can play it one more time, but you can hear that click at the beginning. And right at the end, you know what it sounds like when you bite into something, and that sounded like it bit into something. I'll play it for you guys one more time. That one, I was like, holy crap. I heard that one. Okay, here's a thought. Could the vibration noise be caused from a portal opening? Maybe it was changing its frequencies. Possibly. I don't know. I've never caught the frequency of a portal, so I cannot say. It may be the fact
most portals that I've had run-ins with as far as on the property here and in my experiments and stuff with frequency, you're not going to get a full-on vibration to where it's going to be auditable. You're going to feel it more than anything. And what you're going to get is like a crisp crackling sound, almost like somebody's got like tinfoil and they're rubbing it up against their fingers and stuff and curling it up. So and that's just what I.
And it could be they could be letting something out that is the reason, like all this stuff is happening right on my porch, and I literally was sitting there and couldn't hear it. So I mean, it was happening 12, 13 feet from where I was, and I'm not hearing this. So could it be they're letting out some kind of infrasound or frequency that's disguising their stuff? And that's what I'm picking up. That is one possibility.
Yeah.
Could it be a skunk? They get into everything. Cable, that is a possibility, but the fact that everything is sound bipedal is why I'm not really leaning that way because of the bipedalness. Thank you, Roxanne. I'll get to that. Let me get caught up on the comments, and then we'll do some Dark Angel Medical real quick. You better keep a good eye on the parrot dog when you let him. Yeah, that's no joke, Firewater.
Yeah. Well, actually, all
you
the
all
dogs.
feel it in your eyes. Yeah, yeah. Let's get the sponsor for today, Dark Angel. Look, my thing's jerking around. Give me 1 second here. It's acting up. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, dang. I lost you, bro. Oh, there we go. Lost you. That was weird. If you guys are looking for the best trauma kits or first aid kits on the market, look no further than Dark Angel Medical. They are the very best. That's why I carry that in my field. I carry it in my personal truck all the time. If you have FSA, HSA, you can use that to buy these kits. Kerry Pocket Doc Davis is the godfather of kits for life. So if you use something, you use it to save somebody's life, he'll replace what you use for absolutely free. Use Cryptid20 for now because I'm still waiting on him to email me the discount code on my end to get 20% off. They're expensive. You pay for what you get. But they do have a thing called Sezzle. 4 payments and you got the thing paid off. And that's what I use to buy my kits. If you're wanting to learn how to do some proper first aid, Doc gives classes on his YouTube channel at Dark Angel Medical and his Instagram channel, Dark Angel Medical. You won't be missing out if you do those classes. There we go. I got caught up on the comments here. Make sure I knew where I was left off. She says, "Oh, cool, William. Thank you for sharing that." Yeah, as long as the eyes don't pop out. Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Freaky. Heifer says, "I've heard something like a rusty gate being pushed open. No sounds in nature, just the rusty gate opening. I often wondered what's wrong with me that I've heard. I've heard that too in the woods, and where there ain't no gates close by. I've heard that. Yep, your eyes are part of the brain. Yep. I love that show. That show has a sponsor. Yeah, he don't pay me for that. I just love his product so much that I absolutely promote his stuff for free. I really love his product. Buy once, cry once. Exactly. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so let me get to the next one here. Because I still got quite a bit of these to go through. I'm going to play 2 of them because these are kind of similar and they coexist together. So I'm going to play the next 2 back to back. So both of them, it sounds like they're hitting something, and I don't know. I can't tell you what they're tapping, almost like a fingernails tapping on something. I have no clue what it is. William, you're on mute. Say something. Oh God, you are. Hold on a second here, bud. Let's see if we can try it again. Huh. That is interesting. Let's try that. Dang, you still are muted. What is going on with that? You may. I don't know. You may have to come out and come back in. Yeah. Thank you for that, Heifer. This campfire is good and freaking therapy. Heck yeah, dude. I love campfires. Is somebody pulling a trigger or flipping a switch? I have no clue. That is something messing with something out there. Yeah, I have no clue what it is. Stick on something? Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Hey, Tracy. Okay. Kind of wait on him to come back in. Now I can hear you. Now I can hear your background. Cool. Okay.
Good. All right. And I was trying to be quiet.
No worries. This click was heard where exactly on my porch. This sounded like it came from my porch. Remember this morning I was all spicy about healing bed. Turns out I have been an old school one. Where I live, there is a metaphysical therapy clinic. They had a pyramid over it. No worries. I know, man. It's hard to get used to that old school way of thinking. That's what we just say. We have to learn to open our minds. Yep, Don. I haven't been on the back end of the trail since it's been more than a minute, 5-6 years ago. Oh wow. So, let me get in here to our next one. There it is. It sounds almost like it's grunting. You can hear it walking,
and that was
tapping on something, and then at the end, yeah. So
can you play it again?
Yep. That's clearly something bipedal.
Yeah, definitely.
That is clearly definitely something bipedal and heavy. And then it almost sounds like a grunt. A couple times I could have swore I can't say, but to me the closest way I can describe it, it's like twice it almost sounds like it grunts. I mean, I was like, oh wow. And then you can hear it tap on something as it slowly walks, and then at the end you hear it literally hit my bucket, and the handle bounces up and hits my bucket.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sound from anywhere because I've fed cattle for years out of a 5-gallon bucket, and I work with 5-gallon buckets all the time. I know that sound.
It's almost like it's touching things with its fingers and grunts afterwards, like he's dissatisfied with what it is he's feeling. So,
Yep. Yeah. Oh my God! Just watching a young adult scream come back. I love you. I heard a car before I heard her. I live in a crazy town. Is there something in the distance communicating? That was a dog. There's dogs going nuts all over the place in the background. So you can kind of hear the dogs.
Which is another sign.
Later on, you're going to hear something else. Yeah. And later on, you're going to hear something else. That's all I'm going to say. It sounds like something middle being hit on me, but I have a hearing implement. No, I mean, during the beginning, you do hear something kind of like it tapped on something metal, and it could have been I'm thinking it tapped on my parabolic mic. A couple of these things I've heard, it sounds like, and you'll understand when it comes to my next one. I think it was playing with my parabolic mic, and when I play the next video, you're going to see why I think that. Yeah. Very much curious. Yes. Yes. These has been there in Cray Valley at my last apartment. Now I live in Boogie Town. Of course, the rent is astronomical, but hey, my cat loves it. Hey, man, that's a good thing. So when I play this next one, you'll understand why I think it's something messing with my parabolic mic. Right there. Now that part that got a little louder, I couldn't when I tried to take out the background noise on that one. You couldn't hear it, so I had to leave that part loud. That was original sound, but it sounds like something running a fingernail up my parabolic mic. Mm-hmm. That's why I think some of these it's messing with my parabolic mic. Yeah, Carl, it sounds like very much like nails, claws, aluminum, and what's sounding like the aluminum bowl is because I know that sound. I've heard it many times, me carrying this thing around, and it sounds exactly like when I accidentally tap my parabolic mic on something. It sounds just like that. And that's why I'm kind of convinced between that and that fingernail being drug up my parabolic mic is what I believe is playing with my parabolic mic. Idling or a movie projector at the end of the tape, not stopped yet. Yeah, but there's nothing playing. I had nothing going on in my house. I had everything silent. Everything was turned off. That background noise, Roxanne, like I said earlier, I have no freaking clue, man. I really don't. I have no clue what my parabolic mic was picking up. The only thing I can guess is like what William and I talked about. It has to be coming from whatever it was that was around my porch. I have absolutely no clue.
Yeah, it's got to be something along the lines of frequency vibration, probably stay warm, because there's several animals and wildlife that can do that. Well, the bat's a example of one. So
that's a good point. I didn't think about that, because as cold as it was, that makes actually perfect sense. It was really cold that night. Tapping on the mic like he was about to say something. Yeah. That sounds like that one point you can almost sound like it grunted again. I mean, for me, I heard what sounded like a grunt in there as well. It sounds like it was very interested in the mic. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Put your parabolic mic out again and try to duplicate the sound. I'm going to have to. Yeah, I'm going to have to, Carl. I won't be able to tonight because I got to work in the morning, but I'm going to try to next weekend. Supposed to be the cray cray. Now I put put my readers on. Roxanne says, sounds familiar to me, though. Can't put my finger on it. Yeah, to me, I mean, it sounds exactly what happens when I accidentally tap my parabolic mic into something. You get that exact same sound.
You know, and you said you removed all your satellite dishes and stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
yeah, the only thing that's up there right now, is the antenna that I don't have hooked up because it doesn't work worth a crap. And then the dish for my internet. That is the only two things that's up there right now.
You ought to try making that noise by tapping that dish internet service.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I used to install for Dish Network.
You might want to tap that with something, with a couple different things to see if you can get the same pitch.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. I used to be a Dish Network installer. It does kind of sound like that. And the only dish that's up there right now that would be close to that would be the internet one. Interesting, because the antenna, I can tell you now, the antenna is not going to make that sound.
Right. Exactly. Now it might make that sound like a nail tapping on tin with the antenna in that first couple clips that you played, or that real tinny noise. Now that would be the antenna.
Yeah.
So you probably talk that would very, very tall.
Yeah. That makes a lot. And we heard something climb up my ladder on one of the first audios.
Yep.
Something walking around that I'm pretty sure it's going to be on my roof. I mean, there's obviously some of them is on my porch, but some of those sound like it was on my roof as well.
Yeah, it could be more than one.
Yep. And the fact that you hear different, like I heard two different tones of grunts. That last one was a little bit louder of a grunt. Now, could that be closer to the mic? Yes, that absolutely could be one of the possibilities. The other possibility is if I'm dealing with more than one, then they're communicating, which would make sense with the murmurs and the grunts that we've been hearing.
Yep. Exactly.
This one is going to be kind of hard to hear, but we're starting to get into the really good stuff now. I was excited to catch this one. Here we go. I have something close. You can hear it chewing on something, but in the distance, if you can hear it, you can hear a whoop, whoop, whoop. And there's 3 different ones that's whooping. There's a whoop, whoop, whoop. You're hearing 3 different things talk. And then you hear chatter.
There's no barred owls around your area?
And then we got hoot owls. I know I haven't seen a barred owl in a long time.
Okay.
We do have hoot owls.
The whoops that I heard are literally the same exact whoops that I've dealt with hundreds of times.
Yes. Yes. When I heard that, I was like, did I? And I had to go back there and listen again. I was like, I can't believe I just caught that. I really can't believe I just caught that.
Yeah, that I would say that's probably the best I've heard in a while. Even comparable to the Sierra Sounds in that recording right there. So I could probably say that I'm 95 to 96% positive you got yourself a couple Sasquatch on your property, one female and one male, and they have just started establishing their family. And they're experimenting and curious to see how you're going to treat them.
Yeah. Like I said, you can distinctly hear 2 different whoops, and they chatter. It's hard to hear the chatter because when I tried to take the background noise out, it took the chatter out as well. But if you listen with you can hear it a lot better with the headphones, but you'll literally hear them go, you'll hear the whoop, whoop, woo. Then you'll hear a whoop. And then a whoop, whoop. And then the chatter, and then whoop.
Yeah,
I was
50-50 earlier with the sounds and stuff between Dogman and Bigfoot, but that right there put me over the edge as far as confirming that it's probably a young female and male couple that basically are starting their own family in their own territory. So,
well, and I've been catching everything from juvenile size footprints up to big bucks for years on this property. This is very common. And you guys like that? Wait till I'm telling you now, it only gets better from here on. That is starting of the best of it. Now, you hear something really close to my mic chewing on something. So something is still around my porch eating. Those whoops were off in the distance.
Right.
Yes, it's clear to me that they are communicating, even the chatter. Now, if you guys recall, I've said on DA's show, I've said on Jessica's show, on my show, on William's show, and even on when I've been interviewed by Linda Eastburn, I've heard chatter on my property. I just caught it. And it only gets better than what I caught there. And I'll play this next one for you guys. Okay. You see why I started tearing up. This is where I'm really starting to go, holy shit. This is a weird noise off in the distance. I don't know what this noise is. It almost sounds like like a big buck. A big male. I'll play it again. To me, exactly that sounds like maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's exactly what it is.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, dude, that sounds like that may be the Big Daddy.
I've heard that.
I believe that was probably the Big Daddy.
I call it the chest thrust because what it is they fill up their lungs a little bit and they'll go woof, woof, you know, and it's like they're communicating something, like their disdain for someone in their troop or their family doing something without the alpha's permission.
No, that's nothing dropping that tin can. Nope. Yeah, that was deep. And like I said, this stuff only gets better. I went from if I have to put it on a scale from low to the very best, is how we're playing this. And it actually is how I recorded this too. This is all directly in line what was happening from the start to the end. And it's just amazing how it all fell together like this. Yes, Yes, and that's why I was tearing up during this stuff. Is because of all this amazing stuff I was, especially from these last few on.
Mm-hmm.
It was when it really, really started hitting me, because people have oh, he's full of crap. He's just trying to. I've now got receipts to back up everything that I've said for years that I've had going on out here, and I've literally, man, I started second guessing myself, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. You can ask DA if you want to, because I was messaging him, like, dude, I've got to be making this shit up. There's no way in hell I just heard this stuff. And he's like, no, dude, I can hear it.
Yeah, you heard it.
I literally was. I'm not too big of a man to admit. I was in tears listening to this, because it's validation.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's years and years and years.
It's the same thing with me. Every time I had something that was validated by them, because nobody believes you. You could say, "Oh, I saw this on the way home, and I stopped, and it whooped at me or screamed at me," and you do the scream or the whoop to impersonate it, and you can't get it right, and people look at you like you're nuts. So yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So,
Nick, yeah. All right, Vicky, I'll play it for you one more time. I'm sorry, but yeah, I can play it for you one more time before I move to the next one. Now that male sounded like it was closer to me than the other ones were.
Right.
Or it's just a really loud male.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds to me like he's taller than the roof line of your porch. So it sounds like when he did that, half his air went down below the porch and the other half went above the porch. So you know what I mean? It kind of, how like when you blow air between your hands and stuff, to separate it.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Right.
Yep. Firewater, you're absolutely correct. But those who know, and that's what's important. I'll be on this first thing after the kids go to school. Heck yeah, Dan. Yeah, I heard that. Okay. Yeah, Wyatt. I mean, yes, Corey. That was a big grunt. And like I said, this ain't even the top-notch stuff I've caught yet. And Williams heard 3 of the top-notch things I've caught so far.
Yeah, they're going to be amazed. Yeah.
We'll get the next video ready here. Here we go. Did you guys hear that at the beginning?
Can you play that again? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Again,
that was a long growl.
Yeah, he's telling one of his group that not to do something is what he's doing. That sounds like how a father would scold a child, or how you get that dad look and that dad grunt at you when you're doing something wrong. That's what that sounds like to me.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. That one there is the one that it really broke it out when I started tearing, because I heard that long growl. I was like, years and years and years I've tried to capture this, and I finally got it. I mean,
exactly, man. You should be proud. You should be proud of yourself for
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's just just the validation, man. It's like, I'm not crazy, I finally even if I validate it for myself, this is stuff I've heard for a long time, and I finally got it. These whoops, these howls, these growls. That growl, that was it. That growl. Yeah. Yeah.
I got to ask Carl, he wasn't out on your deck that night delivering packages, was he?
No kidding. Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. Sorry, guys. I apologize, man.
That's why I'm
That
trying
is
to make
just,
you laugh.
yeah. That one there, that was it. That did me good. Did you hear these while I was recording or just after the replay? No, I heard these after the replay. I didn't hear any of this going on, and I literally was sitting in my living room in my chair, 13 feet away from my parabolic mic, trying to listen for things, and I never caught any of this until I started listening to the recordings. They seem to be opening up to you and letting you know they always have, Deidre. They've always, I mean, I've told people for years they whoop at me to let me know when they're in the area. And this is back when they came in only for a few months out of the year. They would whoop at me when I go to work to let me know they're here. I've caught the whoops. Now these are distance. These are off in the distance. These weren't close to the house. Now you hear something walking around close to the house on that one, but these noises are at a distance.
Mm-hmm.
And man, dude, yeah, freaky. They are tears of joy, man. I just don't know unless you know what I'm talking about. You just don't know. I mean, it is such a huge relief to capture this stuff. It's like, oh my god, dude. It's just, it's amazing. It's just freaking amazing. They've always been, like I said, I've had them tapping on my window. And I know people are like, oh, he's just saying that to get followers. No, literally, this is stuff I've had happening, and you guys are now officially hearing it firsthand. Tears of joy, man. Yeah, Roxanne. I'll get you another one. This one here, these next three. These are the three that I sent to William, and
oh yeah, you guys are going to.
This is this first one is the only one out of any of this that I'm pretty convinced that would be probably more paranormal than anything. But I'm not even convinced that it's paranormal with all the activity I have. Here. You hear that? Shanti. I played it regular, then I played it so slow, and I can play it one more time if you need me to.
You might want to play it again for them.
Okay. That is the only one that to me, sounds very paranormal. And it's saying Shanti.
No, you know what?
What's that?
Compare that one to Ron Moorhead's track sometime. That literally sounds like
which one?
Female, that literally sounds like a female squatch is saying something as softly as possible to the alpha.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Holy shit. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like it's calming him down.
Mm-hmm.
He just got onto a couple kids. She's like, Shanti, calm him down.
Exactly.
Holy crap, I never even thought about that. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Her voice sounded so beautiful though. I mean, honestly, that was, God, I never would have. Is that Native American? Shanti, because I was thinking that's Native American. Shanti.
Yeah, it's a word that mothers use to quiet their babies.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, Shanti. Yeah. And that's not even the best out of the next two voices that you capture, which I'll tell you is two different ones. It's not the same one. These are two different ones.
That right there, Eric, proves that they have a very, very diverse language skills. So, I would take and write down what you hear verbalized by them, write it in on a tablet paper, okay, and keep it all together, and maybe make your own recordings with those words and play it at night while you're sleeping out there.
Oh, hey, okay. So I'm playing the recordings. I'll play this one more time, but I'm about ready to get into the other two. Beans, you just got in. You missed a lot of stuff already, but I'll play this one for you one more time, okay? Now, to me, that sounds like that's close to my house. Shante. That sounds like
it's Shante Wantaki is what she said.
Yeah. Yeah. So God, don't even start on that, Griff. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Don't worry, man. Okay, you'll have to watch this from the beginning, bro. You just have to watch it from the beginning. But yeah. And I can tell you these next, and she's, like I said, she sounded like she was kind of close to the house. You can definitely tell them others are way off in the distance. That one grunt sounded close to the house, and she sounded like she was close to the house. Wait till you get these next two.
And what's something, though, with these next ones, Eric, just so you know, is a lot of the dialect and the language that you guys are hearing are the same ways that I've heard them verbalize with me when I'm out in the woods. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
So here's the first one. I love that out of the end. Ka. And that he sounded close.
Yeah.
And then right after he speaks, you get this.
Honestly, I think you've got two of them. I think you have an adult that's communicating, and then a juvenile responds like he's being trained by the adult. And then after the juvenile responds, the adult basically agrees with the juvenile that it was okay to do that. That's exactly what I would call that.
But you can tell that's definitely, by the tones, that's two different males. So you got a male grunt, a female speaks, and two different males who speak. These were pretty close together. I kind of separated them because I wanted these at a difference for a reason, to distinguish them apart. These four recordings was taken within a minute and a half of each other altogether. Yeah, that's up close to the mic.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah, Deidre. I mean, yeah, try being in my shoes when I hear it for the first time, and I had my headphones on. Yeah. These next ones I've got three more to play.
Yeah.
These are going to be in the distance. You're going to have to kind of listen for. You hear that? I'll play it one more time. You can tell that one's at a distance.
Yep.
That one.
Yep. Basically, they're letting you know that they're leaving. That's what I would get out of that. So.
um, yeah, he seems yeah. Yeah, it's Camo, definitely close. Yeah. Loud and clear. Yeah. And then I've got two more here. That one sounded a little closer and a little bit shorter.
I've heard
that one was definitely
that
closer.
Yeah, I've heard that before too. That's the noise that the small one made when I interrupted her hunting the deer in the wood line from when I was riding my motorcycle. So
Yeah.
that's when I had the branch
Wow,
thrown.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's cool that I caught something that you've heard years ago. Holy cow, dude. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Here's the last one. Yet again, that was another really distant one. So you got three different. That was probably the furthest one out, and I'll have to play that one more time for you guys. That one was really out there, dude.
Yeah. That last one though, for being that distance away, you have to imagine the velocity and the force that it used to put that out. Okay. And nobody, unless they've encountered Big Brother, can believe until they hear it for the first time how powerful they sound. They sound so damn powerful. So it's giving me goosebumps just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm starting to tear up again, dude, because it's like I've got receipts for everything that I claim. I now have receipts for it. You know, it's just like, and it's not so much for people believing me. Honestly, this is more validation for me more than anything else. Is I can officially say that I'm not just hearing shit. I'm not crazy. This is not in my head. I've actually got it on recording. I can go, I knew I heard this.
Yep, exactly.
And that's what, God, man, that's what's more amazing about this than anything. It's great. I get to share this with y'all. I mean, I love sharing my stuff with you guys. And I'm not trying to be a dick in any ways. It's just, this is more validation for me going, I knew I've heard this stuff, and this is stuff I've heard for years. Man.
Corey says, go ahead and say, holy shit, Eric, you deserve it.
Yeah, I put that in. Holy shit, man. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm tearing up again, dude, because it's just, it's, oh my gosh, dude. I don't know. I just, oh man. Yeah, it's just, dude, a lot of stuff happened that night, and I was set out to catch these wolf howls and these coyote howls that I've been trying to confirm for the last couple of weeks, and I caught way more than that.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, you're welcome. It just, oh man. Yeah, it's I'm gonna try to get caught up on your guys' comments here. My hearing's messed up. Main thing I hear is the sounds like ghost box. Yeah, Don. It's not a ghost box. The only thing I can think of is William brought up a good point I didn't think about is they got a vibration to them to help keep them warm because as cold as it was. That's the only thing that I can think of. Yeah. I just, man, to be able to confirm that for myself more than anything is just, I love it. Thank you, Chitty. Thank you. Oh man, but yeah, I mean, for me personally, what I've heard out of that, I don't know what's walking on my house, around my house. Could that have been the wolf type thing I heard? Possibly, because that happened close to the house. could have been. I mean, to me, the howl didn't sound like it was mimicked. It sounded like an actual legitimate howl.
Right.
But could I've caught something else? I mean, man, yeah, I definitely caught something else. Maybe a new young one is being shown, or maybe a teen will be venturing more to their own. So the adults are laying down the ground rules. Yeah, that bounty, absolutely, that could be what's going on here, and that could be what was on my porch. It could have been a juvenile. You know, I don't know. Oh, you're welcome, Wyatt. Yeah, yeah. If you have headphones on, you can hear the stuff without a doubt. Thanks, Jeff. Trying to get caught up
everybody,
here.
Everybody, if you could like this and share it out, it would mean a lot to Eric. I know it would, because these are pretty damn solid captures. And it's comparable to some of the language and some of the grunts and the howls that I've dealt with when I was around the forest people. Okay, for us to go around and assume that they are just some dumb animal is utterly ridiculous, because they're not. They are probably smarter than we are, but they just have limited, abilities, as far as, like, we're taught differently than what they're taught. Okay. They're taught basically environmental survival and stuff like that. Okay. Whereas, when we send our kids to school, what they pack them full of? A bunch of bullshit, lies. So, of course we're going to not, interpret some things like they would, but these recordings are pretty spot on from what I've dealt with.
Yeah. It's hey, I mean, it's cool stuff. And Camel, I agree. It's a very good possibility that was a juvenile venturing out on its own, and that's why you started getting a chatter close to the house. Very good possibility. I can't say for sure. I did not physically see this. Thank you, Joanne. I can only tell you what I perceive it as, and it's just really good stuff. It's just really good stuff that I can't deny it.
Exactly.
I'm pretty convinced the wolf and the coyote was a separate deal. The fact that I had this parabolic mic out about 15, I want to say it's 15. It was probably somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes after that howl deal is when I was able to get that parabolic mic out. Then I'll go from trying to capture this loud ass wolf and these loud coyotes to catching a crap ton of Bigfoot activity. And the catcher, the chatter that I've said I've tried to catch, and I've tried to catch it before, but the range drowned it out last time. And I've said it so many times, man. I've heard chatter out here. I've heard whoops. I've heard howls. I've heard growls. I've heard all this stuff, and now I finally, after all these years, and I never thought somebody like me. I'm a nobody, man. I'm just a hillbilly that loves talking on the squawk box, man.
Well,
and I actually caught it.
If you think about it, the amount of coyotes you have on your property are just like around here. And a lot of the times when I was dealing with what I was dealing with when I was out in the wood, they would actually, the packs of coyotes would follow these families of Bigfoot around, especially on their hunting grounds, because they were the scavengers and cleaning up the stuff that the Bigfoot didn't want to eat. So it makes sense.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Hey, good night, Carl. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. Holy crap, we're an hour and 50 minutes to this already. I didn't even realize this has flown by, dude. This has been probably one of my favorite shows I've done. I love whenever I can I'm one of those guys. I love to share my evidence with everybody. I really do. I know I get why some people don't want to. I get that. I understand that. But I'm also a believer that if we don't share what we find, then how are we supposed to prove to other people that these things exist?
Yeah.
That's why I like to share mine. It's like, look, I mean, even a hillbilly from Missouri is capturing this stuff here. Yeah. I mean, yeah, coyote. I mean, he's a hunter, but coyote is also a scavenger.
Coyotes are an opportunist.
A lot of things.
They're going to take opportunity where it presents itself, where it presents itself. So they're going to follow these alpha predators, these apex predators around and pick up their scraps. They're not stupid. So
Vicky, I would agree with you. I think Roxanne said the same thing. A couple other people did too. I agree with you guys. I think they do protect me. I've always had a very good relationship with them. That's why they've been more vocal with me, more interacting with me than I have anybody else in my family, because I've shown them nothing but respect. And that's why I tell people all the time, you need to show these things respect. They are a part of us, and we are a part of them. We are family. We are blood. They are our elder big brothers for a reason. Show them respect. We all live together in a great circle of life. And people's like, oh no, you got, look, I show them respect. Look what I captured. And I don't have any I've got the cheapest crap you can freaking get, and I'm capturing stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that what I'm doing is what makes it work, but look what I'm doing, and look what I have happened to me, and now I've got stuff to back it up. It's all about respect. I'm very big on that.
I had a guy that I made these buckskin dolls, Bigfoot dolls, probably about, I don't know, probably 6-7 inches in height. And, I made them looking like Bigfoot and all that. And I stuffed them with sweetgrass and sage. And I stitched them together with sinew. And I gave them to a guy that was at one of the Bigfoot events. And I got a message back about a week later saying that it liked the dolls. So, it took the dolls. So
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can't make you one, and see if putting that out on your porch will show some activity.
That'd be interesting. Yeah. I appreciate that, Deidre. Yeah, I mean, I've always had a very close relationship with, like I've said, I've told people before, I've had times where I've had that feeling like they were telling me, do not come in the woods. And unless I absolutely have to go in the woods, I won't go in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
But they also know if I go in the woods after they warn me, I'm not there. I'm there long enough to get done what I need to get done, and I get the hell out. So we've always had a very, very respective symbiosis with connection together. We've lived together in harmony for a long time. So, I mean, and they know, like when my dad was here, my dad would hear noise and shoot at it. I'm not that way.
Yeah.
I just don't do that. And they know that. Yeah. Energy. Yeah. Ursula, I'll agree with you on that. Yeah. 100. Yeah. But I mean, that just, to me, that's validation that what me and William talk about by showing these things respects what happens when you do. That's just, that's how I perceive it. Everybody's going to perceive it their own way. For me, I show them respect. I treat them like we are a family, and look what happens, because we are all connected in this great circle of life. We all are.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
had that feeling many times on the log wheels. Yep. I mean, yeah, it's just great, man. But yeah, I mean, it's so cool. It's an unmistakable feeling of go now. Yeah, it is. Okay, you are absolutely correct. It is exactly that, and but they also know I'm not out there to hunt them.
Right.
I'm not going to shoot at them. They know that. Yeah, will I protect myself if I got to? Yes, I'm going to protect myself if I got to. But I'm not out there purposely doing this.
Yeah, they'll know that by the amount of your urine around your property. So that makes that your property. You know, that means to them that okay, well, he's the alpha male of this territory, so we need to abide by his rules, and hopefully he befriends us. And that's exactly what you've done over the years. You have befriended them. They've gotten used to
Yeah.
your scent and your being there, and you've gotten used to their scent and being there. It's a mutual road.
Yeah. And and so this is something that happened after your show. In between your show and mine, I had something interesting happen to me today. So I was saving this. I didn't want to leak this out because I was saving this for the end of the show. I was on my front porch. I was getting ready to leave to go pick up my daughter. So I mean, it was a couple hours before the show when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
I had this smell of a faint smell of death on the air. It was just the best way I can explain it. There was a faint smell of death on the air, and it came from the south. And the reason why I know that because I only smelt it when the wind picked up from the south.
Mm-hmm.
And instantly, my thoughts was they're close to the house again.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be watching from a distance, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Just like we would in the old days when we scouted out things, you know. So yeah, they're definitely they're the best camouflaged apex predator that can be in any forest or any wood line. You know, so yeah, nothing surprises me that they can do. And the sooner we as a whole, as investigators and researchers and cryptozoologists, can admit that these things have more of a they may have more of a connection to the environment than we give them credit for. So
yeah. Okay, you're correct. Yeah, it really is. I mean, I've spent my career being hunted and being a hunter, and not just on creatures of the forest. I'm talking about two-legged critters as well. I've been hunted by cougars, and I've been hunted by man. I've been hunted by some other things that I can't describe. That you never shake that feeling. So when you are accustomed to that feeling, you instantly pick up and you know what's going on. And then you're at high alert. Okay, what the hell I got going on? What's different? You're checking things out. Okay, what is different? What's you're constantly going, I gotta find what this is. And that is very much what it's like. Your property smells like coffee a lot. Kevin, it's good to see you. So brother, thank you so much for coming on. I'll change up the description. I hope it's not my place to say what's going on with Ryan, but y'all keep Ryan in your prayers. I'll get with him another day and get him on. Yeah. Okay, Caleb. Yeah. I mean, Caleb is another guy that can back up what me and William were talking about. When you've been hunted by things most of your life, you know that feeling. There is it's that Native American proverb I've always tell you guys. When you're out hunting, don't think about hunting because your thoughts soar like arrows on an open field, and your quarry can pick that up. We do as well when it's happening to us. Yeah, I can't get into it, Kevin, but yeah, just keep them in your prayers.
Yeah, it's something very personal as far as that goes. So I wouldn't want to say anything, even though he's like a little brother to me. But yeah, definitely keep him and his family in your prayers. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And keep DA in your prayers too, because DA's got some health stuff going on at the moment, so he's not going to have a show tonight. So keep him in your prayers.
Yes. Huh? Somebody else. I want everybody to keep in their prayers too. Is Dennis Carroll. Okay. I got a real bad sense the other night that he might be having some health issues. So if everybody can just keep him in your prayers too, that'd be great. So,
heck yeah. So before we wrap this up, you got any final thoughts on this show tonight?
brother, you done good. I mean, what can you say? I mean, there's no way in heck that we can put it any better than what we've done. You've done an outstanding job by presenting it too. So, you did good.
Yeah. If you are a Patreon subscriber, I will have the unedited audio put on my Patreon. Some of this stuff I had to really amp up the volume a couple times so you can hear it, because you wouldn't be able to hear it on the speaker otherwise. So if you're a Patreon member, if you listen to it with your volume up and your headphones on, and it'll sound a lot better than what I had going on tonight. It will do that. I really had to bump it up so we can be heard on the speakers. So, but yeah, I mean, I just, like I said, man, being followed by a dog, man, I bet, man, I tell you, one of the scariest things ever, a cougar will scare the holy living, when a cougar is stalking you, holy crap, dude. I've been hunted by a lot of stuff, and a cougar is probably one of the worst things I've ever been hunted on.
Yeah, they're sneaky too.
Yeah. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Corey.
Well, bro, I'm gonna go. You guys have a great night. Eric, you did fantastic. Yeah. Proud of you, bro. And we'll talk more later, but I definitely have to go for now. And everybody,
no worries. I'm getting ready to do.
So good job, bro.
No worries. I'm getting ready to do the poem. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you again for coming on. So
all right, man.
All right, bye. So you guys, at the end of the show, always got a poem that I wrote that I like to read before I close it down. Yeah, it's one of those things, Firewater, man. I don't know. But it goes like this. There comes a time when the warrior falls. They leave this realm and be missed by all. Raise a glass and keep them in your heart. They have kept this realm safe and performed their part. Look to your veterans, your active duty, your EMTs, and the blue line. What they do or have done was walk that fine line. When the demon comes calling on your soul, they will be there to save us all. Hold them in your prayers, for they are deserving. They all have served or are serving. To all my new subscribers, thank you so much. To my OGs, thank you guys. You guys really make this amazing and fun. And you guys is what makes this possible. So I appreciate every single one of you guys out there. Cheers, Jessica. And man, I don't know how I'm going to top this, man. This was a really great show. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. And I'm so glad I was able to present this to you guys. To my moderators, Roxanne, Corey, William, thank you for you guys' help tonight. Everybody give them a round. They are awesome, and I'm truly blessed for them three. They are amazing. So I don't know what I'll have next week. I may try to do the Gugwe thing next week because I changed it up. And I apologize because I thought it was Saturday. I captured this stuff and ended up being last Sunday night. So I do apologize for being wrong on the date about that. But until then, man, stay frosty, watch your six, man, and get out there and try to capture some of this stuff. And until next time, you guys, peace, love, and blessings to everyone.